Think about the last time you ate a perfectly engineered potato chip or fell into a 3-hour loop on a streaming app. The immediate, intense rush of satisfaction you get from those moments is a deliberate outcome of industrial design. Biologists call this a supernormal stimulus, a heightened, exaggerated version of reality. Just like a bird will instinctually abandon its own egg for a giant, brightly colored fake one, human reward systems surge when presented with high-definition, calorie-dense, algorithmically optimized distractions. For hundreds of thousands of years, our brains were wired for scarcity. Finding salt, sugar, or novel information was rare and required effort. Today, we live in a surplus environment, yet our brains still treat every empty calorie and every notification as a survival priority. Struggling to break a bad habit reflects a losing position in a biological war. Billion-dollar industries have spent decades bypassing your logic and hacking your biology. Most people fight back by relying on willpower alone. They wait for motivation to strike, expecting their daily efforts to yield immediate, visible results in a straight upward line. This graph illustrates the reality of change. In the early stages of building a habit, you enter a valley of disappointment. You put in the work for weeks or months, see zero outward changes, and naturally feel the urge to quit. Falling back into bad habits takes zero effort. Tech and food conglomerates have systematically eliminated every possible point of behavioral friction between you and their product, making indulgence the path of least resistance. To escape the valley, you must stop waiting for motivation. Instead, you can steal the exact corporate playbook used against you to reverse engineer your own dopamine. The first tactical method is temptation bundling. It works by linking an action you want to do with an action you need to do. Take Ronan Byrne, who needed to exercise but wanted to watch Netflix. He connected his stationary bike to his laptop with a strict rule. If his pedaling dropped below a threshold, the show paused. He only accessed his reward by sweating for it. You can hijack your brain's reward centers by holding your most highly engineered vices hostage to your most difficult virtues. The most habit-forming services on your phone succeed by removing tiny bits of friction. Dating apps, food delivery, and ride-sharing dominate because they make the choice to use them effortless. This logic stems from the 1970s, when Japanese firms pioneered lean production. They redesigned workspaces to remove wasted time and motion from the assembly line. By subtracting wasted effort, they gained reliability. Japanese televisions from this era outperformed competitors while requiring significantly less physical energy from the workers to assemble. You can apply this industrial logic to your living space. Increase the friction for behaviors you want to avoid, like putting your TV remote in another room, and smooth out the path for the habits you want to build. A failed habit points to a poorly designed environment. Physical surroundings dictate behavior far more reliably than motivation. You can automate your future behavior through single choices. This table outlines one-time actions, like buying a water filter or setting up an automatic savings transfer, that generate compounding returns without requiring ongoing willpower. However, the human brain grows bored with pure repetition. To keep a habit interesting, you need a variable reward. Slot machines are effective because the payout happens at unpredictable intervals, which creates a sharp spike of dopamine and accelerates habit formation. Successful systems use an 80-20 explore-exploit strategy. Dedicate 80% of your time to executing your proven, automated routine. Use the remaining 20% to explore novel variations that keep your brain guessing. Automation secures your baseline of success, while strategically injecting novelty keeps your mind engaged for the long haul. A hidden danger emerges once you have successfully automated your life. Automation has a dark side that can undermine your progress. When a habit becomes completely mindless, you stop paying attention to the details. You fall into mindless repetition and let small errors slide. Eventually, your performance begins to decline. This leads to Goodhart's law. If your only goal is hitting 10,000 steps, you will optimize for a number on a screen rather than actual health. The metric replaces the purpose, and you begin chasing the wrong behavior. Hacking your habits without checking your intentionality just turns you into a highly efficient robot, flawlessly executing empty tasks. Pushing past the good enough plateau requires a combination of automatic habits and deliberate practice. You must use the mental energy freed up by your routines to focus on advanced, often tedious details. As habits become automatic, the novelty that once fueled them disappears. Reaching elite levels of performance means continuing the work long after the dopamine rush has faded. You have to learn to fall in love with boredom. Mastery requires a dual approach. Engineer your environment so the right physical choice is effortless, but keep your mind engaged so the action itself remains meaningful. By reverse engineering the addiction code, you do more than survive a world of engineered abundance. You take back control over the hidden timeline of your own potential.